How to use Catharsis Method Part 2. Catharsis Method consists of two halves, awareness and management. In this video, we're going to be focusing on management. When you move into this section, you've likely finished the awareness exercise, where we made space for our emotions and gathered the raw data of our experience. Now that we have that foundation, we move into management, where we start to take a second look at our experience. In management, we put the situation into perspective, reflect on our coping mechanisms and our stress levels, think about our role and accountability in the situation, and innovate better ways to move forward with more productive thoughts, actions, and a helpful approach. Management consists of three pillars: composure, accountability, and innovation. Before we finish the session by moving to the response card, we'll work through the exercises in each of these areas. Pillar 1, composure. Composure has two exercises. The first is context and coping. This exercise asks important questions to put the situation you've chosen to process into perspective. Is this situation in your control? What's the most important outcome? And then we reflect on our coping strategies in this situation and whether those are as healthy and helpful as they can be. The second exercise of composure is stress inventory. This is taking a look at all the other areas outside of the situation that might be contributing stress and making our response to the situation disproportionate. So you'll take this 12 stress cards, which are broken into 4 categories: health, environment, social, and actions. With each card, notice that if you flip it, there are stairs that move to the right. These represent more positive answers, or you can flip it back and the stairs move to the left. These are the more negative answers. Move through each card and place it into one of 2 piles. Is the stress from this area of your life moving in a more positive and controlled direction lately, or is it moving in a more chaotic and overwhelming direction lately? Once you finish, you'll have 2 piles that give you a quick snapshot of how external stressors might be affecting you. This is important to be cognizant of so that we can refrain from letting those stresses affect how we respond to the situation at hand. The second pillar is accountability. It has 5 challenges, but an important disclaimer first. Not all situations require a person to reflect on accountability. You could do 1, 2, all 5, or none of these exercises. It's completely based on what's most appropriate for the situation that you've chosen to process. So please be mindful of that and only do what fits. Each exercise consists of 2 cards: the top card with instructions and the bottom card, which is a wheel with different options or questions on both sides. Challenge 1, cognitive distortions. The bottom card features 12 different cognitive distortions, or thinking errors. These are kind of like biases. You want to read through those 12 options and reflect. Choose one, maybe the one you're most interested in, the one you need to work on the most, or the one that's the most relevant to the situation. It's completely up to you. Whichever one stands out, make that choice, and then answer why you chose it. Challenge 2, conscience and trust. This exercise is similar, but the bottom card features 12 different core values. Go through the same process, read through them, choose the one that resonates, and reflect on why you chose it. Challenge 3 is radical acceptance. If you chose to go through it, what you'll want to do is think about something in your life or in the situation that you are actively resisting, that you're having a hard time accepting. And then you'll proceed through the prompts on both sides of the bottom card for a mini exercise in radical acceptance. There are questions 1 through 6 and A through F. And as you move through, each time you see a little arrow at the bottom of a section, that's telling you to flip to the other side of that card. Challenge 4 is communication. You want to think about someone in the situation you've chosen to process who comes to mind. Someone you'd like to reflect on, and whether your communication with that person or their communication with you could use some examination. Based on your answer, you'll either do the questions 1 through 6 on one side of the bottom card or A through F on the other. Challenge 5 is thoughts and actions. This is based on whether you have unhelpful thoughts or unhelpful actions in the situation you chose to process that you'd like to challenge, and practice interrupting those unhelpful things. So based on whichever you choose, you'll proceed through some of the prompts on either one side or the other of the bottom card. Moving on to the third pillar of management, innovation. This consists of 2 exercises. The first is reverse engineer. You'll see 4 cards. Based on the emotions you chose in the awareness section, or based on whichever exercise interests you most, you'll choose one of these 4 cards. Flip it over to the other side and proceed through an exercise that acknowledges a powerful truth. The simple presence of an emotion reveals a lot of really important insights that we can gather if we reverse engineer it. So based on the emotion you chose, there will be a couple prompts to think about those insights, and then a couple writing prompts to try and strengthen your relationship with that emotion. The second exercise in innovation is the cognitive triangle. This is the last exercise, and it's a staple of cognitive behavioral therapy, which says that the relationship between our feelings, thoughts, and behaviors are inextricably linked. While we can't change our feelings directly, we can indirectly change them by implementing more helpful thoughts or behaviors that will then affect how we feel. So work through the questions and writing prompts on those 3 cards, and then proceed to our last card, the response card. Based on the time you've taken and how you're feeling as you conclude Catharsis Method, you can simply look at the simple side of this card, which says take a deep breath and move on. But if you'd like to, you can flip it to the context side and review what you just went through across the 6 pillars, the 3 pillars of awareness and the 3 pillars of management. And once you've reviewed those, you'll want to take a deep breath, pull out your phone and take a picture of the cards as you've laid them out. Then respond by moving back into your life, hopefully now with a much better sense and a better game plan for that situation. Be vigilant, yet open to change, and play with the new possibilities.